Good morning, good morning, good morning, my YouTube family. It is Coach Erica Janelle. I am coming before you this day. As you can see, I am definitely working really hard to be more consistent with my content and giving it to you more on a daily basis. It's a challenge for me, but I'd like to try to do it before I get my day really started and it gets crazy and busy. But I wanted to come before you guys today and just offer up some words of encouragement. I was actually thinking about, like I told you guys, I've been in a really big reflective mode since my birthday, because to me that is my new year. And my birthday is the end of October, so I've been really just focusing on going over this whole year and all of the things that I've gone through and the different challenges and how I navigated through them, and kind of just taking an inventory of my life and the lessons that I've learned over this year. And one of the things that I am super grateful for is all of the blessings and all of the things that have happened for me this year. But it has been an extremely hard year in so many other areas. And so I want to uplift and encourage you guys, for those of you that are going through extremely challenging times, and we all have them. Nobody's ever promised us that there would not be storms or trials or tribulations or hard times, bad times, things that, are just falling apart in our lives, whether it be your finances, whether it be your marriage, your relationship, just bad news, somebody, you lost a loved one, just all kinds of different dynamics that have happened. And so I'm so sensitive to it. And as I was doing my meditation this morning, I was thinking about, all of the storms that I've had to come through and all of the trials that I've had to come through during this year and just in years past. And the constant thing that I can remember that helped me navigate the storms, not saying that there weren't times I cried, there wasn't times where my faith was wavering, not saying that there were not times where I just wanted to give up and I was just like, Lord, where are you? In those moments, I'm talking to those of you that have been in those moments where you feel like all of your hope is gone. There is no reason for you to continue to keep living and suffering and struggling and fighting. I'm talking to those of you that are there, because I was definitely there in the earlier parts of this year. It was just so overwhelming with so many different things, me having to deal with my father passing and then dealing with the rejection and the issues that I have with him not being in my life, and the type of person that he was when I did try to embrace him, and all of those different things. And then thinking about, my financial situation because of my job, and then all of the other things that were going on with me, and then dealing with things with my children and just all different kind of things. People, that I thought were my real friends kind of just really showing me their true selves, and me seeing all this negativity around me. And it's so easy to lose your faith in these hard times. But I remember the one thing that was consistent that I did, or that I tried to continue to remember, even in the midst of all of those crazy things, is that no one's ever promised us that this road would be easy. The only thing that God promised us is that he would be with us, and that he's already overcome these situations that we are dealing with, that we're facing. So I want you guys, and I know it doesn't sound profound and it doesn't sound like something that's easy to navigate, but I want you guys to know you're not alone. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Even in this season where I'm going in certain directions, there are a lot of people that are not going with me in this season. So there have been a lot of changes in relationships of people that I, consider friends. There's been a lot of rejection. There's been a lot of just different situations that I've had to face and I've had to deal with as challenges. And I'm learning that faith is believing even when you don't see anything happening that lines up with what you want. And then 2, not being afraid of separation from people and things that are not necessarily for our best benefit. So a lot of times we will fight and pray and work hard and, do all of these different things to have something that we really feel like we desire, or something that we really want, but never really taking time to kind of sit back and ask God, okay, I'm struggling to keep this. I'll say, for instance, this house that I'm in. I'm struggling to keep it. I'm paying all this money, and it's hard for me to keep this place, this place, and maintain my living situation. We all need a house, but have you ever sat down and talked to God about, is this really the house that I need to be in? Is this the best place for me right now financially? If I'm struggling and I'm working hard, round the clock trying to get things done and manage different things, and I'm still not able to pay my bills, is this really the place I need to be? And that's the questions that I used to ask God. Like, I would literally get down. That was like one of the things that I did. I would literally take an inventory of everything that I was dealing with. And I'll use finances for an example. Everything that I was dealing with financially and trying to keep it all afloat and struggling and stressing and, working probably 16, 18-hour days sometimes trying to make things happen. And then one day I just finally said, okay, let me ask God if this is the direction I need to be going in, or if the reason why, or what the lesson is, not the reason why, but the lesson that I'm supposed to learn in the midst of this is because I'm supposed to maybe make some changes, make some pivots, turn around and do some things a little differently so that I can take some of the stress and the pressure off. So I challenge you guys that as you're taking an inventory of your life, we're at the end of the year, it's December 2nd. So everybody's kind of taking inventory. You should be taking inventory of this year, of your life, where you're headed, where you've been, where you're going, and where you are. And kind of just saying, okay, laying that thing out before God, or even writing it down and saying, okay, finances, this is how much I'm paying out. This is how much I'm bringing in. Is this something that is best for me right now financially? Am I in the position to make a change in it? If I'm in this position right now and I don't really have an opportunity to change my situation, then maybe I need to come up with a plan that possibly can help me get into something a little cheaper that I can afford a little bit easier. And if it's like relationships and, you've had friendships that have kind of dissipated over the year, or you've had relationships with people where they've shown you their true colors and you're starting to see that they're just not a person that's going to go on this journey with you. Taking that inventory of that relationship and saying, well, is it to my benefit to continue this relationship, or is this relationship going to destroy me? Is this relationship going to suck the life out of me like a vampire, like an energy vampire? If that's the case, if it's just sucking the life out of you and causing you stress and pain and issue and drama, then maybe you need to reevaluate whether or not you need that relationship in your life. If it's, stuff dealing with your relationship with your partner, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever the case may be, is that person adding to your life? Are you actually benefiting one another by being in each other's lives? If you're not in the place where you can honestly say that it's a positive thing, and all you do when you take that inventory is see a bunch of stress and a bunch of drama and a bunch of issues that you're having with that person, then ask the Lord to show you, is this really the relationship for me? Am I really supposed to be here? Or is there something else out here that's better for me, but I'm so afraid of whatever, whether it is just being without that person or being alone or whatever your issue is this why I'm staying here? Or is it really because I believe that this is truly the place I'm supposed to be? So actually take an inventory and kind of write out those different areas of your life, even if things are good in those areas. Say, for instance, your job situation is good and you love your job, but asking God, acknowledging him and asking him, okay, what am I supposed to do in this particular thing to even be better, to even have more satisfaction, or even feel more fulfilled in what I'm doing every day? Those are the things that I think we fail to do as humans. And oftentimes when we're dealing with different challenges, we don't take that inventory of our lives and take that inventory of where we are and actually kind of mull it over in our heads. And yes, there are people that don't have faith and don't believe in a higher power or whatever the case may be. And for those people, they may not, be like, okay, Lord, what should I do? But still take an inventory and analyze it and mull it over in your head and figure out, okay, is this the best way that I can do this? If this is not the best way, let me do some research. Let me look it up. Let me study. Let me try to find a way to do it better. Because I promise you, a lot of times when you take that inventory and you take the emotions out of things and you literally just think about it logically, a lot of times you'll come up with a lot of ways to get out of whatever that situation is that you're not enjoying being in. So I just want to challenge and encourage you guys to do that. Take the time to take an inventory. of where you are. And if you're a person of faith, you need to pray and ask for wisdom and ask for guidance, so that way you'll know what direction you need to go in. And if you need to pivot, don't be afraid of making a pivot. It's okay. We all had to make some pivots. We've all had to remove some people out of our lives. We've all had to invite some people into our lives. We've all had to shift and make some changes. Sometimes we had to move because the place was too expensive. Sometimes we had to do a lot of things that we may not necessarily feel comfortable doing, but it's for our betterment and it's for our best interest. So be okay with taking that inventory, taking stock of where you are, and making the necessary decisions. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. Happy Friday, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.